wheel of a race car.
Yep.
And you'd think that Kurt could go as...
Hang on to it. Hard into the wall.
Wow. That was a hard hit for that right rear quarter panel, and you see the damage. That was coming to the green flag, and this is going to force everyone else on the track to come to pit road.
Yeah, that's a big... Is that a big disadvantage for his teammate?
Yeah, backed it square into the wall.
Yeah.
Backed it square into the wall. He's sitting about pit road entrance.
That was a big hit by Kurt Busch.
Yeah, we talked about how important it is to come to the green with a ton of speed. He chose to run the bottom, and a lot of drivers have been up in that resin, in that second groove, and that was a interesting angle that he hit the wall backing into it. Big hit. Swung around and hit the front pretty hard as well.
Yeah, that hurts every time.
It's just, you have to push these cars to the very limit if you want to make lap time. And if you're going to do that, you're going to step over it sometimes. Just now starting to go back to some throttle. Down at 3. Listen to how far he can drive down in the corner before he has to leave the gas.
Oh, the 48 car's crashing into the wall. Bowman.
Alex Bowman. And you see the right side damage for Bowman.
Hey, Road, hang on a sec here.
And it happens in 3 and 4.
I can't drive the rest of it.
On the razor's edge, these drivers, and maybe just stepped over that edge for Alex Bowman. He was running in the 8th position.
Come on, nobody else coming to you guys.
Watch right here. Car just comes around very fast. You have to imagine there had to have been a tire issue as the right rear tire is down right there. But the way that car come around so quickly here, we're riding low. I don't know if it's the bump. It looked like the bump upset the car. But, man, turn 3 and 4, one way or another, been difficult on these cars. I think the bumps are upsetting the cars and the guys are wrecking, but I also think the tire issues are being created through these bumps. Series of bumps through 3 and 4.
I couldn't tell if it was a tire or the spin first, even on the onboard. Kim.
And just checked in with the team after listening to the radio, hearing no.
We got a crash wreck in turn 4.
Another one in turn 4. And so more issues. This time it's Cody Ware in the 51. Look out on pit road. And that is a very difficult situation as Cody Ware was not able to control that car. Thankfully, no one was over the wall or on the wall at the time as he was coming in.
He almost impacted the end of pit wall at that opening to the garage area. Cody had a spin in practice this weekend. Was able to fix that car, start this race.
You see Cody climbing out of the car now.
That's a great sign.
Yes.
The front of that car is about as destroyed as I've seen any car this year.
Maybe AMR safety crew right there attending to Cody. You could see the concern on the crew members that were right there looking into the car.
He's had some hard impacts this year.
And the front end of that car, so much damage. Junior, you saw it. But that car shortened up quite a bit. AMR safety crew travels not only emergency personnel, but also doctors that are the first ones to get to these drivers to ascertain what has happened and put a plan in place
A lot of training goes into that AMR team to understand exactly, specifically, what drivers need from medical care, what they're exposed to, get to them as quickly as they can.
More officials making their way over here to attend to Cody. A very scary crash. We've seen a few in turn 4. This one carried all the way onto pit road, about a third of the way onto pit road. And Junior, you mentioned there's an opening just behind the red truck, and that car almost caught the edge of that wall. It hit just past it.
Yeah, he impacts that wall, Rick, only about 4 feet beyond that, or past that opening. You can see the mark on the wall right there where the impact was. And so lucky that was the case. Unfortunate for him to have another impact late in the crash, but just terrifying how quickly that car was coming down toward pit road, unable to slow it down.
Officials continuing to attend to Cody Ware. He is out of the car behind the wall. We'll be right back. And you're seeing the safety crew. They're going to put Cody Ware in the back of the ambulance. The protocol would be to take him to the infield care center unless they feel that a local hospital would be better suitable for whatever Cody Ware would need at this moment. And so that crew continues to take care of Cody Ware, and we'll be back with more updates right after this. Cody Ware on his way to the infield care center. Want to take a look at what happened in turn 4.
See sideways, back of the car around like he's spinning out right here in this shot, and then, you know, don't know why he was sideways, having a mechanical issue, tire down, don't know, and then got turned to the right and head on into the wall.
Carried a lot of speed onto pit road. And NASCAR has just told us that he is headed to the infield care center. So that's where the AMR safety crew is taking him. But that was the second contact there. The first contact, as you mentioned,
Gregson hard into the wall. Turn 1, extremely hard into the wall to the right side.
Boy, that has been calamity corner today. And Gregson becomes
the left side
victim. Wow. I hit at both ends and the whole left side. He was 24th, and he was also on the 2-tire strategy, we're being told. Drops the window net. Look at, now that's what happens when something happens at the bottom of the racetrack. Look at those skid marks and the heavy impact into the safer barrier.
We'll have to see what happens here, but this is why when you break a brake rotor, you turn to that outside wall like you saw the other two do. I'm not saying it was a rotor, but we need to look at the replay.
Now the AMR safety team quickly on the scene. He dropped the window net right away. That's the signal to them that he's okay.
Now the left rear tire was blown out.
Yeah, he just spun around, spun down to the low side, hard into the wall with the driver's side of the race car. If you saw the left tire down, the way that car turned and spun out way early into the corner like that.
See all the rubber off the left rear? I don't know that there's I don't know that that's it, but they're definitely a flat left rear.
Well, it's more than flat. The axle, it looks like the axle shaft is broken. The way that left rear wheel was moving around. Now, maybe from impact.
Massive impact. Glad he's okay.
We're hearing it might have been a brake rotor again.
Taking a breather there. That's a hard hit. These cars are very solid on the left sides of these cars. That's a long straightaway. Big run at that wall.
Those black marks looked a whole lot like
Big run and get ahead of them too far.
3 Fords have separated themselves. A big push coming now for Harvick. And around goes a couple cars. Preece upside down. He's barrel rolling through the grass. Ryan Preece upside down in the infield. Caution has come out. He's on his wheels. There was fire off the left side of the car. A huge barrel roll for Preece and the AMR safety crew there to him.
It's been a long time since we've seen a car get up in the air like that.
Think back to Elliott Sadler.
Usually these cars are, with all the mechanisms, roof flaps and everything else, they need help to sort of get hit in a certain way, oddly to be lifted off the ground.
The medical team down there attending to Ryan.
Inside of 5 to go here at Daytona. Coke Zero Sugar 400, 160 laps. Make up the regulation difference, and we are watching as you are on NASCAR TV the horrific crash on the back straightaway involving Ryan Preece, one of the drivers who came into the Coke Zero Sugar.
Looks like Preece.
There were 17 that were eligible for 112.
See him with his helmet off, coming out of the car.
Ran as high as 3rd.
That's Ryan standing there in the middle of the AMR safety team. Take another look at how this happened.
They're going down the back straightaway. He makes a move or gets help from behind, and the car goes into the infield air. It just lifts right up off the ground. Violent wreck. Gets a push from the 43 car, and it's airborne. I mean, I thought that maybe it hit, you know, the road course or some curbing or something on the road course. The kink lifted that car, but it was just traveling so fast.
It happened right when it got in the grass. As soon as it got in the grass, that's when it started to lift. And then this is just violent. I mean, look at this car. That is just amazing that something that weighs over 3,500 pounds get in the air like that.
It looks like a toy car flying through the air. But as you mentioned, Jeff, 3,500 pounds. Such a violent accident for Ryan Preece. Thankfully lands on the wheels and then was able to climb out of that race car and will get checked out in the infield care center.
Look how fast. As soon as that contact happens, he just hangs a left.
And you said it, Jeff. As soon as the car touches the grass, something about that gap or the air or something changes, and up in the air it goes right away.
That is so scary.
Remember, these cars are traveling at over 190 miles an hour.
We've seen barrel rolls, but when it climbs into the air. I mean, even right there, multiple flips.
10.
Every
10
time
flips.
it leaves the ground.
All the dirt and everything that gets inside that car. It's just wild how fast that car was sideways and in position to get airborne. Terrifying. This was common, though. I mean, years ago, 15, 20 years ago, these were the type of wrecks we expected to see at Daytona and Talladega. And NASCAR has changed a lot of things about these cars to try to keep them on the ground. And for the most part, unless the cars find themselves in these odd situations, it works. That right there looked exactly like what we would see in 1985, in 1990, 1995, the way this car went up in the air and barrel rolled down the back straightaway.
Well, I know wife Heather is watching. They just welcomed Rebecca Marie to their family August 7th. As I mentioned, Ryan Preece climbed out of the car. They put him on a stretcher. You see him lying down. They'll go to the infield care center. He'll get checked out, and we will keep you updated on Ryan Preece's situation.
So
that pack's in trouble.
That pack's in trouble. They're going to have to make another plan or commit to running as long as they can. But these guys are
trouble. Turn 3. It's Bubba Wallace and Eric Jones.
Oh my goodness.
That's exactly what happened. You couldn't do that. They were single file.
The air cleaner is completely off of Eric Jones's car.
Now, this is the group, the Toyota group, guys. They were single file driving off, as Kevin was talking about, getting into turn 3.
What in the world?
Denny Hamlin is in it, down in the apron. Oh, and John Hunter Nemechek as well. So that is half or more of the Toyotas are taken out in this crash. Eric Jones has put the win on it down. The AMR safety team is right there.
Let's get a replay and see what happened here. What went wrong?
A shocker. Bubba Wallace climbing out. John Hunter Nemechek, it appears, got into the back of one of those two cars, and chaos resulted.
Okay, here it is. John Hunter Nemechek. You see, starts with the 42 car into the 23.
Well,
see him move up. The 23 actually gets into Jones, and then they start moving around, stacking them up.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but what we were talking about earlier, over that tunnel, you see the back of those cars moving around. Look at that. See the back of the cars moving around, and as they're moving around, they come down, and they're all connected in a they're not lined up, I guess is the best way to put it. It just gets them out of whack.
Now, Denny Hamlin was to the inside. Somebody must have slid down into him off the banking.
That is a good plan gone wrong.
Good Lord.
Well, let's watch for Martin Truex. Yeah, Nemechek came down and tagged the 11.
Now, obviously, pushing very hard on one another, capitalizing on this opportunity that they gave themselves. But
yeah, and you just see those cars go over those. Oh my gosh, what a big shot by Eric Jones. But you see those cars go over that bump, and all of a sudden they're misaligned.
Boy, they had them. They had these guys on the ropes.
Now we'll get NASCAR's view from the 42 of John Hunter Nemechek. Wow, he hit Hamlin really hard and sent Denny into the outside wall at almost a 90-degree angle. It looks as if only Martin Truex